Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in, and welcome to another segment of Getting Down to Business with MzBee. I am MzBee. Hello, hello, hello. So listen, you guys, I want you to come in. I want as many people to come in as possible. I need you to come in and have a seat. Grab your pen and your paper. Okay, grab your pen and your paper. There's a reason why I am tardy right now. I was tardy because I was talking to some people before you all. I'm talking to some people, some lenders, some companies and organizations, some governmental financial institutions and things like that for you all. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Welcome, Aaron. Hello, hello, hello. I need you all to go ahead and share to anybody. And I'm talking about anybody, not just, I understand this is getting down to business with MzBee, but and I'm typically talking to entrepreneurs. However, I want you all to understand that this right here is for everybody. Share. I was actually talking to some companies and organizations to see what we have. Hey, Desi. Hey, Skylar, to see what I can give to you. Okay. So as long as it takes for us to get the information out to you, then I will definitely do that. Okay. I'm going to share. You guys, I need you all to do the very same because we need as many people in here as possible. And I mean this because what it's going to be is going to be helpful to you. It's going to be helpful to your finances and your actual welfare during this time of COVID-19. Okay. So, go ahead and do what you have to do. Hello, Joe. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Come on in and share for me, please. The topic of this particular discussion right here is called Desperation versus Preparation. Desperation versus preparation. One thing that we don't want to be is desperate. We make some of the most reckless decisions when we are under pressure. Okay, when we're under pressure and forced to make a rash decision, an impulse decision, we make some of the most foolish decisions in life. Hello, Gloria. And we don't want to continue to perpetuate that pattern, okay? During this time, it's scary. It is a scary time. It is absolutely a scary time. And we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, okay? Hello. Hey, Sean. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring for us. So what we need to do is ensure that we position ourselves, for a win. But in order to do that, we have to have a clear head. We have to have a clear mind. We have to make decisions based on certainties, based on clarity, and knowing exactly where we're going so that you are in purpose, on purpose, so that every single step that you take is done for a reason, okay? For a reason. Not because of, well, I can't do this and we can't eat. Hello, Tanita. Well, I can't do it and I can't find it and I can't. No. Relax. Clear your mind, clear your head, and then make a quality decision based on actual information, actual stats, actual things that you know is going to come about, okay? That's what you need to do. Later for the emotions. Get the emotions out of your head, okay? Get the emotions out of your mind. Get the fear and the doubt and all of the things out of your head. Please, because your future and your welfare, hello, Vivian, your future and your welfare is depending on it, okay? It's depending on it. Again, I need you all, thank you all for tuning in. I need you all to go ahead and hit share for me. I need you to hit share because not only is this, I'm typically talking to entrepreneurs in this segment, Getting Down to Business with MzBee, but what I need you to do is to share this video with everyone you know. Every adult that you know, okay? I need you to do that, okay? I'm sharing. That's what I'm doing right now, actually. I'm sharing to everybody, okay? Because I need this to get to, I need this to get to everybody, okay? So I'm giving you a time to do so, and I'm telling you guys, this is not a joke. I was actually scheduled to come on here at noon. Okay, I was scheduled to come and appear at noon, but the reason that I'm coming now is because, boy, I have so much information for you all to give to you. And this is not just talk. These are actual links. I need you to get pen and paper in hand right now. Pen and paper in hand right now. Okay. Let's see here. I'm sharing. Get pen and paper in hand, and I need you to share. Okay. That's what I need you to do. Hold on, I'm sharing to all of my platforms that I know will benefit from all of this. Okay. Let's see what else we have. I think that is about it. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, Bridget. Hey, Charlie. How are you? Come on in, you guys. Hey, Brandy. Okay. So now, hopefully you all are sharing. So check this out. I posted a post. I put up a post, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, where I was talking about, it was something that I was mentioning, and it was based on our history. Okay. And so I'm going to preface our live today with that post. I'm going to read it. If you all did not see it, I'm going to reiterate it for you. Okay. And it reads, so you mean to tell me that someone down your ancestry line survived being chained to other human beings for several months on the bottom of a disease-infested ship during the Middle Passage, lost their language, customs, and traditions, picked up the English language as best they could while working free of charge from sunup to sundown as they watched babies sold from out of their arms and women raped by ruthless slave owners, took names with no last names, no birth certificates, no heritage of any kind, braved the Underground Railroad, survived the Civil War to enter into sharecropping, learned to read and write out of sheer will and determination, faced the burning crosses of the KKK, averted their eyes at the black bodies swinging from the ropes hung on trees, fought in world wars as soldiers to return to America as boys, marched in Birmingham, hosed in Selma, jailed in Wilmington, assassinated in Memphis, segregated in the South, ghettoed in the North, ignored in history books, stereotyped in Hollywood, and in spite of it all, someone in your family line endured every era to make sure that you would get here and you receive one rejection, face one obstacle, lose one friend, get overlooked, and you want to quit? You want to quit? How dare you entertain the very thought of quitting? People you will never know have survived from generation to generation so you could succeed. Don't you dare let them down. Give this to your young people who don't know their history and want to get weak. It is not in our DNA to quit. Hold your head up high and press on. It is not in our DNA to quit. It is not in our DNA to fold under pressure either. We right now in this day and time have been afforded so many things that our ancestors and the people ahead of us have never, they couldn't even fathom some of the things that we have at our very fingertips. At our very fingertips. Hello, Patrice. Hello, Erica. They have survived some of the very things that we would actually, we would lose our ever-loving mind if we were faced with half the stuff that they were faced with. So that is no different than right now. If you look at the things that we complain about right now in this very moment and compare it to what I just revealed and what I just reminded you of, not a reveal, a reminder. Because those things didn't just happen. That's been our history. That's been what we've had to fight through and deal with and things of that nature. So now I ask you, during this COVID-19, are we going to fold or are we going to conquer through it as we've done everything else? Okay? I want you to understand during this time, you guys, I have my laptop here. That's what I'm looking at. But during this time, you guys, this is not the time to be trying to be full of pride, trying to be full of arrogance. Not right now. You know why? Because your welfare is dependent on you. Dropping the walls. Hey, Tip, dropping the walls, lowering your walls, lowering your ego, and actually admitting to the fact of what you have and what you have in front of you and what you have need of. Okay? Now, when it comes down to your finances, a lot of us, 90% of the US right now, 90% of the world was hit like a ton of bricks when we were forced to shut down. We dealt with last year, January of last year, 30 days of a shutdown, okay? 30 days of a shutdown. 30 days of a shutdown. Governmental workers. You had TSA working in the airport for free. Hello, Katrina. You had TSA working in the airport for free. You had governmental employees working for free for an entire month. But they came to work every day and they pressed through it. Here we are in a situation. This is a situation that we have not seen in our lifetime. Our parents haven't seen in theirs. Our grandparents haven't seen in theirs, and they've seen some things. But to be completely shut down, the world, I told you all back in January, I received a word that this is not punishment, this is positioning. And the name of this topic here, the name of this live here is called Desperation versus Preparation. Again, you make rash decisions when you are desperate. That's where the majority of thieves and liars come and are revealed during a time of desperation. Because of the things that they do, hey Shauna, the decisions that they make is based solely on emotion, fear, and desperation. But when you prepare yourself, when you're prepared, and you position yourself for preparation, when you position yourself for things, for finances, for your covering, your roof, your food, your heat, your light, your water, your gas. When you position and prepare yourself for those things, then there's no need to have desperate times calls for desperate measures. There's no need for that because you've planned. Even in the midst of chaos, you have peace. Even in the midst of catastrophe, you have peace. That is what you call preparation, okay? Now, again, like I said before, this time right here is not the time to be in ego and pride and stuff like that. Right now, a lot of you all are in need of food. Right now, a lot of you all are in need of food because you don't know. A lot of us, and I'm going to tell you right now, I was never approved for food service, for food finances, food resources, because I made too much. And a good portion of and I'm going to tell y'all something. I have seen clients, hello Kim, I've seen clients of mine, elder clients of mine that were denied based because they made 10 cents more, a dime more than the amount that is needed for them to qualify. I'm talking about one dime, y'all. They would deny someone, food because of that. One dime. This government, I'm telling you, and I said it from the beginning, this system was not built for us. It was not built for us. We were slaves. Our people were in the yard, in the field, while the people that were signing the Constitution, Declaration of Independence. They were signing it, and people, the signatures that's on that document are signatures of people, okay? Are signatures of people that had slaves in the yard, okay? Signatures of people that had slaves in the yard, okay? Now, when it came down to this country here, it wasn't built for us. However, just because it wasn't built for us does not mean that we cannot take advantage of the resources that are here for the people. Okay? For the people. Yes, you can get denied for pennies on the dollar. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. So, with the resources that are here right now, during this time, if you were previously denied for electronic benefits, EBT, apply now, get you some EBT. Listen, this is not the time to be arrogant and to be prideful. You need to eat. Apply. COVID-19 relief. Apply. Okay? Those of us who are entrepreneurs, especially in beauty industry, we have musicians, we have all kind of different entities that are not working right now. Thank God for those who are still able to work. Okay? Thank God. For those people who are still able to work and they are not needing and not having to deal with, the issues of not getting paid and things like that. Of course, the worst thing that they have to deal with is the inconvenience of being at home, or the inconvenience of being home, and all of this and then the third. Okay? Okay? So now, that's awesome, Dwayne. That's awesome. And see, that's the thing right there. A lot of people do not understand what to do. That's what I'm here to tell you. A lot of people don't know what to do. You're desperate because you have no idea what to do, where to go, what can I get, what is allotted to me. Okay? Dwayne, do me a favor and inbox me right now. Inbox me your links and that you went to in order to get your SBA. Okay? Inbox me. I know a lot of time. I know they're not taking a lot of, I know they're not doing a lot anymore because you have to understand the whole entire country applied at the same time. The whole entire country applied at the same time. The country. Now, we know that there are things right now that this country is doing that we have, that we know they're shabby. Even right now, even down to the vaccine. What happened was, unfortunately, somebody leaked an audio, and actually audio and visual. It was an audio guy and a video guy that were setting up, prepping for a press conference at the White House. The video camera guy had on a mask, which we are all asked and required to wear to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Okay? So he had on a mask. The audio guy comes in the room and says, "Hey, what's going on? You can take your mask off." He was like, "No, what do you mean? We have to wear." He said, "No." He said, "Because everybody's in here has been vaccinated." No wonder Trump and Pence and all of them are not wearing masks. Nobody in those conferences, nobody in that White House is wearing a mask. Okay? Besides having to worry about bills and this pandemic, this is the most normal this country has been. All of this, okay? Nobody in that White House is wearing a mask. You ask why? Because number one, they revealed it on themselves. He said, "Oh, everybody here has been vaccinated anyway." With what? What exactly were you vaccinated with? Were you vaccinated with the vaccine that y'all act like y'all don't have yet? From what I understand, these jokers got vaccinated from back in September of last year, when they first learned about COVID-19. This is why they're protected. This is why they won't get it. This is why every time Trump takes the test, okay? Let me tell you something. I said this before, I'll say it again. Hey, Nyasha, okay? Just like smallpox was released, in the form of resources, smallpox was injected in the blankets that was given to a land, to a country, to the people. Okay? It was in the blanket, in the fabric. In the fabric. Okay? Now, as a gift from the country, here's our help. Here's our relief for you. Here's our help. This is a small token. Smallpox was injected in the fabric of the blankets that they gave, so that when the people wrapped up with these blankets, they wrapped up and surrounded themselves with the sickness. Do you all understand what population control means? Countries are spending way too much money on the people that's in the country. We're multiplying way too fast. We're multiplying way too fast. Okay? Which means the faster we multiply, the more money they got to disperse. Right, money that's rightfully belong to us, though. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Population control and gentrification is very, 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 very real. This is why you cannot spend your time and your energy watching TV. Because they will tell you, yep, Social Security, disability, all of it. They will tell you what they want you to believe. They will tell, it's a television. They will tell you what they want you to believe. They push all of it. It's population control. It is not by happenstance that here in Georgia, here in the state of Georgia, the very first, let me say, they released the stimulus. When they released COVID-19 to the country, to the world, to control certain populations. Okay? What happened with COVID-19 is it went haywire. It got out of their hands. Okay? When it went haywire and got out of their hands, it started killing them too. And they're like, oh, wait. Hold on. Draw it back. We moved too fast. Okay, something went wrong. So what they do, they shook $1 at it in the form of a stimulus to calm the people down. They stopped your utilities. They stopped your rent and mortgage. They dropped your interest rates and all of that. They allowed you to do, deferment without penalty. They're shaking relief funds and all of this stuff at you to make it right. However, people, the agenda is still a go. It's still enforced. You know why? Because the moment they saw that us like this and not like this, that we were okay with y'all little measly $1,200, that is not enough. Okay? Because some people's rent and mortgage is $1,200. What about all the other bills? Okay? So that's why they're opening up everything, freely giving everything to you. Why? Because, first of all, number one, this is proof that they could have been doing this a long time ago. Okay? I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay? But let's shake a dollar at them, because we are pegged. Whether y'all like to believe it or not, we are a pegged people. Okay? We're pegged. We have a pattern set for us. Unfortunately enough, we are a predictable race. We're a predictable race. I'm going to tell you why. Because what happens every tax time when y'all get these refunds? No, we don't take the funds and invest. We don't take the funds and put it to the side. Not the majority of us. We don't take the funds. I know some of us do, but we don't take the funds and go and build businesses. We don't take the funds and purchase property. We don't take the funds and do what we should be doing with it. What do? The first thing we do is buy things that perpetuates our vanity. We want to look like we got it, but we don't want to work to get it. We do everything in our power to evade the journey. We do everything in our power to evade the actual work. We go out and buy the most expensive wig out here, when all you got to do is actually treat your own hair. Wear that. Your hair, your actual hair, this is why I stopped doing weave in January. Because your actual hair, if you treat it right, will give you the same, even better. If you treat it right. Okay? Then we go out and spend money on all of the vanities and the this and the that. We want to look good. We want to buy labels on labels on labels. Let me tell you something. Prada, Gucci, Fendi, all of those named Louis Vuitton, with the brands that got all of the labels and all of the things all over the fabric and stuff like that. You are not going to see nobody wealthy, like a real wealth, not rich, wealthy, wearing all of these labels and all of these GGs and all of these LVs and all of this stuff all over them. Now they may have it on, but you're not going to see them with the gaudy. I'm going to tell you, those brands and those labels literally opened up an urban division of their companies, because they know that we, like this and not like this, like to show off. We like to show off. It's not enough for us to have on Gucci. We got to let the world know that it's Gucci, because we got to get the one that got all of the G's on the outside of it. It's not enough to have on a pair of Louboutins and just let them be Louboutins. Simple Louboutins. No, we got to have the ones that got the studs and the this and the bling and the this and the diamonds and the this. We're a gaudy people. We're a vain people. But what you don't understand is that right there screams insecurity. It screams, look at me. It screams. If you watch the movie American Gangster, what was the thing that got Frank Lucas caught? It was that day that, now mind you, he was running a flawless, seamless business. Seamless. Why? Because he was below the radar. He stayed below the radar. The thing that got him caught, the moment he was caught, was the day he went to that boxing match and had on all of this alpaca and all of this Chewbacca and all of the stuff on his back. Drew attention to him, because now eyes are focused on him. Who is this? We're loud for no reason. So the moment we get our tax return, we go and blow it. We got to get 70, 60, 85, a whole theater screen. For what? How many flat screens do you need? Because we get them during tax time and Black Friday. I don't understand. Your whole house should be a rent a center right now. Your whole house should be Best Buy, Circuit City, Radio Shack. Your whole house should be that right now. Because you get a flat screen TV every time they go on sale. Not to mention, I'm going to tell you how predictable we are. Not to mention, the moment those stimulus checks were released, Walmart And I can't even fault them for it, because this is marketing and branding 101. Just like Popeye's Chicken didn't have to create one commercial about that old nasty, greasy, ridiculous sized chicken sandwich. They didn't have to create one commercial. You know who promoted this sandwich for them? We did. We did. How many checks did they cut for you? I'm talking about we doing reviews, lives, all kind of stuff. We did. Unfortunately, if you did your research, you would know that Popeyes is called Popeyes Louisiana Chicken, the Louisiana Kitchen. Popeyes wouldn't even birth in Louisiana. Popeyes was birthed in Canada and is owned by white folks. But you strategically got Popeyes located in urban areas where I was finna say something, where the black folks are. Because they know how we act. They know how we act. When are we going to learn to adopt the policies and the practices of the people, of them, but apply it to our own people? When are we going to learn to do this? Instead, the moment we get money in our hands, we lose our mind. We lose it. We become a predictable people. Again, we're very pegged. We're very predictable. We're very predictable. And they know us. They know our pattern. That's why they win. Because we show them where our buttons are and they push them religiously. And they get them every time. Every time. Fast forward to this stimulus. This stimulus. Okay, so they said that you ain't got to pay your bills. Okay, that's suspended. Your evictions are suspended. Your this is suspended. Your interest rates, blah, 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 blah. All of this stuff, they're giving it to you free. Not because they just love the people of the country. No, they're doing it because their conscience is guilty. That's why they're doing it. Well, kind of, sort of, a little bit. Because the agenda has yet to cease. The agenda is still the same. Okay, they released it to control the population, and is still out here to control the population. Now that they got y'all under control, because they shook a couple of dollars at you. Okay? They shook a couple of dollars. That they said, let's cut off all let's keep them cool and keep them relaxed, take care of the kids, whatever the case, and then let's give you a stimulus check so you can keep quiet. First thing Walmart did when they started releasing those stimulus checks, Walmart took pallets of flat screens and strategically placed them at the end caps. They put them in the front of the store. They put them down the center aisle of the store. They put them at the walkways and down the aisles of the entry of the Walmarts. Let me tell you something. By the end of that first week, every pallet was empty. Every one. And they only did it in the urban areas. Because they know us. Because we show them, we tell them what our weaknesses are by our habits. But yet we want to scream, we need help. Your help is already here. Let me tell you something. This country does not lack money. This world doesn't lack money. This world doesn't lack precious metals, jewels. This world doesn't lack any of it. Food, all of the things. It doesn't. We just don't fix our eyes on where to go because we're too busy looking here and not here. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? Monkeys go towards the shiniest object and they follow the shiny object. That's what we've been proven to be. Monkeys, because we go towards the most flashy thing. We follow that. We want that. We want that. We got to have that. We just got to have it. As soon as we see somebody with something, we just want it. Don't need it. We want it. Okay? Now, gave you the stimulus check. You went and blew it. Instead of planning. Not thinking that the world is about to open back up here pretty soon. Okay? It's not going to stay like this. The world is opening back up as we see here. Georgia was the very first state to reopen. And here's the funny part. The funny part is the first things that opened in the state of Georgia were what? Hair salons, barbershops, nail shops, tattoo parlors, beauty supply stores. All of the things in urban areas that urban people consume. And guess what? Guess when they reopen? The Friday after your stimulus check hit your account. You know why? Because the government said, yeah, we'll give you some money, but watch we get it right back. Watch we get it right back. And sure as my name is what it is, the moment they open up these nail salons and these hair shops and these this and that and third, we went right there with our stimulus check and got their hair done. What you getting hair done for? What you getting nails done for? Where you going? But because we're such a vain people, we're such a vain people. We are a talented people too, because we can do all of this stuff ourselves. All of this you see on me, she, me, her does this for the free. For free. But here's the thing, we're lazy, we're entitled, okay, enabled. I'll wait for the argument. I'm here to argue. If we understood our power and our potential financially, enterprising, intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, the whole 9 yards, if we understood our power, then we would stand up in it and we will walk in it. You want to learn how to get your power back? Operate in the gifts that you've been naturally given. And stop falling suit and falling and just falling for these crazy antics. The agenda is still the same. They released us back out into this environment without a vaccine in sight. Here's the gag though. Ask when the country clubs and the golf courses and even the Capitol homes, the Capitol houses, the House and Capitol and the governmental offices and all that stuff, ask when they reopen. Not to June, July. So why is it okay for the urban areas to open up strategically the hair salons? I'm talking about hair salons, barbershops. Are you kidding me? Those are not important things. Those are luxuries, people. Those are not essential things. But because we're people that runs after the luxury of life, when you can barely rub two pennies together, it's so crazy how we want to look like $1 million and ain't got $5 in our wallet. We are the people. We do that. But I'm going to tell you something. I was watching a show that everybody is so raving about, this Black AF on Netflix, created by the maker that made, the creator that made Blackish, Grownish, and Mixish. On one of the episodes, he talked about why we as a people gotta be flashy in our attire. Why we gotta be flashy in everything we do. It's a slave mentality. And the reason is because on Sundays, Massa, introduced the religion of Christianity to the slaves. They changed the image of Christ to look like them naturally. And when they did that, it made us see, and like we see a white man, blonde hair, blue eyes, and we have to bow down because he's a savior. He is the Son of God. He's Christ. We got to bow to it. So now they made him to look like them so that when we see them, then we'll see him in them and we got to bow down to them. Okay? So on Sundays, masters, different house masters and slave masters would go to church. They would worship, but they would also dress up their slaves. They would dress their slaves up in church clothes and would bring them to the church house to show them off, to show to prove to the other house masters that they were taking care of their Negroes the best. Okay? I didn't see you all's comments, you guys. It had paused on my screen. Okay? No, Shamika, I refuse. I am not. I sent out a whole letter, email, and I even posted on my page that I'm not and why I'm not. Now, I'm just like everybody else. I'm just like everybody else. There's no way in the world I am going to subject my health and my life for the sake of somebody getting their hair done. It's not that. There's desperation versus preparation. That's today's topic. When you're emotionally driven, you make impulse decisions that makes no sense. Matter of fact, they're for your detriment versus for your benefit. When you're emotionally driven, everybody's so concerned about running out of something. But if you take what you have and ration it out and plan it out and prepare yourself, then you ain't got to worry about running out. I refuse to open up. You got me messed up. You got me messed up. I'm not going to do it. And not at all. I'm live. So I had a call coming in. So now when it comes down to the church mentality, the church clothes, flashiness, that was for the slave owners to show each other how good their Negroes look, to brag to each other. And so we've adopted that. So it started in the time of slaves. It started then that we had to flash ourselves. We gotta dress up. We gotta be draped up and dripped out. For what though? Because at the end of the day, don't nobody care. Let's just be clear. Let's just be clear. No one cares. Once you finish showing off, then what? Because what you just showed off ain't benefiting the people that you just showed it to at all. At all. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what is all of this for? What is all of this for? Again, if it's not going to position you, for greater, then what is the point of doing it? It's a waste of energy. You could be putting that onto something else. Okay? Now, you could be preparing yourself. Spending money on things that you know that is a necessity and that can benefit you in your future. Okay? Showing off for people who don't even like you. Because at the end of the day, hello. And you really probably don't like them either. You just doing something just to try to make them feel some type of way. Which again is a negative reflection on you. Hello. Which is a negative reflection on you at the end of the day. Because why do you care? Why are you so insecure that you just need approval from somebody? You just gotta shame somebody. You just gotta shame somebody. If you wear it for you, then absolutely wear it for you. Wear it for you. But what's the point? If it's for somebody else. Everybody who know me, no, I don't ask no questions. I don't take no census. Ain't no surveys. Ain't no suggestion box. I don't care. I don't bit more care what you think about nothing I got going on over here. And whenever you feel the need, my brother's on here, he can tell you, whenever you feel the need to give some type of feedback as to what I'm doing, I'm going to tell you where you can file it. Huh? Because I didn't ask you. Okay? When somebody say, well, you should do your hair like, well, whenever you sit in my chair, I'll remember that for when it's your turn to get whatever done. When it comes down to this here, if you need food, apply for food stamps. Period. Stop being so arrogant. Stop being so egotistical. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you, Savannah. Stop it. Get you some food. If you were denied before, I promise you, you're gonna get approved now during this time. Again, Take the system that was meant to hinder you and use it now for your benefit, because it's available. It is readily available for you now. The things that you said you got a no from before, you will get a yes right now. Right now. If you got denied before, you will not get denied now. It's called COVID-19 relief. Okay? Not only that, you have entrepreneurs out here that require and need funds for their payroll, to maintain employment for their staff, because a lot of companies had to shut down, and when they shut down, individuals were furloughed, out of jobs. And when they're out of jobs, they cannot fend for themselves or their families. Okay, there's now a program out here called the Paycheck Protection Program. Here's the thing. You were able to apply for it on April 3rd, okay, midnight, April 3rd. But here's another piece of that. Everybody in the country, if you are a business owner, everybody in the country apply for that same program at the same time, which means there are floods of people, floods and floods and floods and floods and floods of people that apply for the same thing. Yes, if you apply for food stamps now, you may also automatically qualify for a cash portion of that benefit as well. Right now, timing is everything, and it is imperative that you do not miss the wave. Don't miss the wave. Don't miss the window of opportunity waiting because you're desperate and don't know what to do. The resources are out here. Wisdom is out here. It's out here for you. Take a hold of it. Benefit from it. Get your needs met. Not only just your needs, but get your overflow taken care of too, so that in the event, because we are under a very fickle, very bipolar governmental leadership. So if and when this happens again, okay, you'll already have something laid up in your storehouse so that there may be meat in your house, and you'll be able to take care of your family without issue. Go get you some food stamps. Go get you some, TANF, which is the financial, the cash portion, the benefits of that too. Get what you got to get. Now, for the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, the thing about that is what used to be based on your credit. It used to be based on your credit, where in order for you to get a small business loan, it used to be based on your credit. It is no longer based on your credit. Not right now. Again, don't miss your window of opportunity. Not right now. Okay? Go and apply for your Paycheck Protection Program. Let me tell you who's offering it. Anybody that does financial processing. CashApp. PayPal. Who else? Square. Here's a list of them. That's why I said, when you get on here, I told y'all, get your pen and paper together, because you need to be applying. If you have an EIN, if you've been in business, if you were in business as of February 2020, you are eligible for Paycheck Protection Program, even if you are the only one that was on your staff. If you're a sole proprietorship, you are qualified. You qualify for a Paycheck Protection Program. Now, here's the thing. It's been released to every small business lender out here. The first wave of finances went to of course, the major corporations. It says small business. However, it went to the major corporations. Okay? The CARES Act has funds designated to the state, which has to spread to over the counties within the state. Work with your county government, work with your state government, work with your federal government. There's funding out there for everyone. Again, stop making emotional decisions and clear your head so that every one of your decisions are quality decisions. Every one of your steps are in purpose, on purpose for your future and your benefit. Cabbage, you have PayPal. Get your pen and paper together. This is for the Paycheck Protection Program. You have PayPal, QuickBooks, Square, On Deck. On Deck is one word. Funding Circle. Yes. Cabbage with a K. Cabbage with a K. Blue Vine, one word. Credibly. Fundbox, Fundbox, box, okay? All right. Now, the list that I'm about to give you now are the lending companies that are working with partnered banks, okay? Now, the ones that I just gave you, those are guaranteed lenders. Guaranteed, even with NAV, NAV. NAV is also offering PPP funding. Okay? You do not have to be a corporation. You do not have to be an LLC, a C Corp, S Corp. You don't have to be. Okay? You don't have to be. You don't have to have it. You could be sole proprietorship. You could be a one-man band and be qualified for this. All you have to do is list your pay that you make in the course of that time. List your pay that you make. They're going to do a calculator. It's going to be a Paycheck Protection Program calculator. And they will calculate and add up how much you would make for 2.5 months. Because they're going to give you a certain a loan amount that will cover you based on your history and your pay history to yourself. They're going to cover you for 2.5 months, which should sustain you until this pandemic is over with. Okay? 2.5 months of pay. And if you are a business and you have several employees, not only will they cover your salary, but the salary of your employees. You just have to have provable documents that was your actual salary. So if you are 1099 is sufficient enough. Not only that, your bank statements, your payroll processing software, upload the reports. All of those things, you need to prove that you actually had these many employees and this and the third. And they will give you the equal amount up to $150,000 for salary per employee per year. Okay? For 2.5 months. That is for you to use for payroll to keep your staff employed. That is also for you to use for your leasing and your mortgages, for your space, your corporate, your commercial locations. That is also for you to use for your utilities and any product, inventory, that type of stuff. Do not take this money and go blow it on silly stuff. Do not continue to perpetuate the stereotype of us as a people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Desperation versus preparation. Success happens when preparation meets opportunity. Here's the opportunity right now for you to get prepared for success. Right now. Nothing is denied to you right now, whereas it was before. There's not too many opportunities like this. I need you to stay focused. Watch what you put in your eye and your ear gates. Watch what you put in your eye and your ear gates, because those things, people, are seeds. And when you plant seeds in you continue to water them, they will bloom out of your life. Get off of reality TV. Stop it. I don't understand it. I just don't understand how we entertain ourselves. We waste our lives watching other people's life. I don't get it. I don't understand it. PPP will also cover health insurance, premiums paid. Yes, they will. They will cover health insurance. They will cover everything. Okay? Okay? And now, these are the list of lenders that I'm about to give you now are partnered with banks. Okay? Fundera, Fundera. Lendio, Lendio. Brex, Brex. Nav, I just said, NAV. Smart Biz, one word. Okay, and then biz to credit. Biz number 2, credit. Okay? Biz number 2, credit. That is for your paycheck protection program. So now the disaster relief, I'm not sure if they're still taking applications. That was the very first application that they released. I'm not sure if they're still taking that right now. However, that's what you need to pay attention to. Pay attention to what's out there. Now, cosmetologists. There's a cosmetology relief fund out there where you get $500 for that. Look into it. Cosmetology and barber and all that stuff in the beauty arena. There's a small relief fund, $500. It's small, but it's $500 that you didn't have before. Okay? Take advantage. For those people who have bills, and you have loans and you have mortgages and stuff like that, contact the financial institution and request a deferment without penalty. That is key that you say this, because if you do not ask for a deferment without penalty, they will accrue your interest rate. They will accrue your interest. It will be an interest payment on the back end. Request a deferment without penalty. That way, and this deferment does not mean that you don't have to pay this, okay? What's going to happen is deferment means they're going to take the amount of, like they'll take 60 days, 90 days, like 3 or 4 payments that you cannot pay, and they will take it and they will patch it to the back end of your loan term, okay? They will put it on the back end. So whereas it probably was supposed to end on December of whatever, it'll then end in April, okay, or May. But without penalty means there is no interest on that. Okay? Hey, Nakisha, there's no interest. So you need to state those things. I'm talking about even down to your phone. All of the things, people. Stop sitting here just complaining. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Why we gotta and when and that. Yes, Amor, you definitely, because the term is small business. It's a lot of for business. So naturally, if you are not a business, don't try to play the system. Just use what you got. Get the resources taken care of that you have access to, which are the bills, the deferments, and all of those things. Hey, everybody, get all of those things taken care of. Within your reach. If you are not a business, then you cannot apply. I've seen people and known people that tried to apply for business loans. They knew good and doggone well they wasn't in business. Okay? Not all, but what's the harm in asking? You have not because you ask not. Open your mouth and request. You have no idea what they're capable of doing. You have no idea. If you ask for the deferment, you can definitely still pay. You can still pay, absolutely, but ask for defer without penalty. You have to ask for it, because if you don't, they're not going to give it to you. If you don't, they're not going to give it to you. Okay? You have to ask for it. You have not because you ask not. You have no idea. This time right here just proved to me that all of the things that they're freely, quote unquote, giving away, that they could have been done this. They reduce interest rates, you guys, down to 1% some places, 0.5%. If you doing that now, you could have done that a long time ago. The system is set for you to not to win. The system is rigged for you to stay connected to it. Take this window of opportunity to become detached and create your own wealth. Create your own wealth naturally, and hear me. And here's the thing. This is what I don't want you to do. for whoever is listening. I don't want you to be so critically minded that you find the faults and the flaws in everything that I'm saying. Well, that's not everybody. And I try, and that's it. That's the problem. Again, distractions. Okay? Distractions. Every business, I'm not speaking on behalf of every business. I'm not speaking on behalf of every organization, every company. I'm speaking on behalf of whoever is willing to do it, but you will never know until you open up your mouth and actually find out. Period. If they don't do it, then they don't do it. That's fine, but at least you found out and actually know for yourself. I'm trying to empower you to prosper. Okay, now there's gonna be some people out here that know better. Cool. If you don't want to do nothing I just said, cool, baby, that's all on you. But guess what? God forbid anything happen to you. God forbid anything happen to you financially. Because from that point on, you will never be able to say out of your mouth and not be lying that you didn't know. A lot of people got this I already know spirit. They got this I know spirit. I already know, I know. A lot of people are plagued with that ailment. Okay, so now I'm not even gonna sit right there. I'm just gonna leave that right there and just going on. So understand that there are resources out here right now in this window of opportunity, right now for you. You do not have to succumb to the situation. Even if you can afford everything, take advantage. Best believe the millionaires are taking full advantage. You better understand the millionaires, the people that don't even need it, are taking full advantage. Yes, Nicole, pride comes before destruction and a haughty look before a fall. You can be egotistical in this time if you want to. You can be arrogant in this time if you want to. Okay? You can be arrogant and you can be egotistical and you can be full of yourself in this time if you want to. You're going to be full and broke, full and hungry, full and destitute. Yes, you will. And it'll be all at your own hands. Because you could never say that you didn't know. We are getting down to business, and it is time for our people, to get back where we belong. We are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. And if we position ourselves back to where we belong, we will then be able to take our authority back, our rightful position, and run our own. How do you think the kingdoms fail? How do you think Pharaoh failed? You got to get in the system. You got to get in the system. You got to get in the programming and figure out the system. Figure out the system and bring it back to your people. Figure out the system and get it back to your folks. Figure out, because there's something about how they do what they do that's working for them. What are they doing that's working for them that we are not doing? Have you ever asked yourself that? How is it that Becky and them, and yet Keisha, there's a difference in mindset. We want to call it privilege. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But if you stop focusing on what they got and what you ain't, and start learning some of the practices and applying it to your own people, you might have something to stand on that will last you out beyond you. Sticking together. That is one thing that they understand how to do. They might hate each other's guts, and I'm telling you now, listen, what is it called? Nepotism. You all know what nepotism means? Nepotism. Have you ever worked for a company where you know good and doggone well, you know the CEO, the COO, the CFO, you know what I'm saying? The treasurer, the secretary, and all of them. all are somehow related to the CEO. Somehow. Okay? Now, hey, Carmelita. Now, but then you got Junebug, who is the nephew of the CEO, who always jacks up, okay? Who always are in some trouble or something. Always. And he started being hired down, He started being hired, he was hired in the mailroom at first. Then all of a sudden he came up to be somebody's secretary, and all of a sudden then he came up to be somebody's assistant, and then he came up to be, and all of a sudden now you've been there 20 years. You know the company like you know your last name. But yet the nephew that used to jack up and all of this stuff gets hired as your boss? Huh? He don't know nothing about nothing. You can run that company like with your eyes closed. That's how committed and dedicated and devoted you are to that business. But they will hire the no good nephew over you. My brother he said I had to do a reality check 6 years ago. I know the people around me wasn't financially better, but they had these big houses. I found out their secrets and went out and got it for period. See, nepotism means that no matter how hard you work for the people, they ain't trying to have you sit at their table, dear. The only people that got room at the table is people that share the same DNA. That's how the Rochesters, Rockefellers, that's how they did it. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? They're not going to ever have you sit at their table. And if they do, it's to say, oh no, it's to argue the fact, oh no, we don't just hire, we don't just keep it all for ourselves. No, we hire. That's why people say, you know, when you have that corporation and there's that one black person, that one black, we call them tokens, that one black, they got a corner office, just so happen to have a corner office, just so they can say that they are a diverse company. They got one black. And God forbid this one black feels like he's a part of the elite. Okay? Oh, don't ever make that mistake. Because if something had to be cut, guaranteed that one black is being cut. I promise you. And that one black could have been there just as long as the CEO himself. Oh, you know, I'm so sorry. You know, it was out of our hands. There was nothing we can do. You know, we had to make a harsh decision. You know, man, no hard feelings. You know, it's definitely nothing personal. You know, we couldn't have made it without you. Here's your Rolex. Here's your pin set. You're only as good as what you can, as what you can give to them. Take that same energy and put it in your own people. Take that same energy and put it in your own stuff, your own entities. Hey, Joni, put it in your own businesses, your own cultures, your own communities. Take that same energy. And instead of trying to ride the waves and the coattails and link up to somebody with a good reputation, guess what? Before they had a good reputation, they was a clerk, a mailroom clerk just like you. Just like you. They had to start from the bottom too. They had to start from the bottom too. Work your process. Stop trying to evade your journey. Go through it, because in the journey it comes character. That's not only do you learn the necessities to get to your position, but the character is what's going to maintain your position. The character is what's going to allow you to keep your position. Go through the journey. Learn the system and don't get stuck there. Take the information and create your own. Jay-Z, my dude, Hove, Big Brother. I love him dearly. I ain't never met that man a day in my life, but I promise you, I bet you I got his phone number, his direct cell phone number in my phone. I can call him right now. That is right hand. His left hand over there. Okay, right hand on your screen. That man is one of the best business minds I have ever come to witness. When he linked up to the NFL, now those of you all are who are real whole fans, then you know he loves people, but he ain't for the folks. He ain't for the folks. He ain't for how they do stuff. He ain't for how they do stuff. And it's never been made a mistake. He makes it very clear. Very clear. And listen, can't help the poor if I'm one of them. You can't help the poor if you one of them. Somebody got to step out. Ain't no keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real broke. You keeping it real stereotypical. You keeping it real categorized. Okay? They buy $1 million life insurance policies on their newborn, including for period. But yet our insurance policies are what? GoFundMe accounts. Because we can't afford insurance, right? But I bet you can afford that $700 wig you just had plastered up upside your forehead. You somehow found resources for that Birkin bag you just, somehow found resources for them red bottoms. But you can't afford a $35 a month policy. But I bet you go out to eat every day. You find it. You found it in the, I guess you found a stack in the couch cushions. Okay. Priorities, man. So Jay-Z talked about how he don't need the NFL. He said, keep the Super Bowl. We sell out stadiums too. What you mean? He been talking about the NFL. Been talking about it. And then turned around, signed with the NFL, linked to the NFL. Got on the board of the NFL. What was the first thing we did? Oh, he'll sell out. He a coon. Here it is, here that. If you know me, you know. I knew off the rip exactly what that man was finna do. I knew it. Because I know him. He shows us. Jay-Z is a very quiet soul. He's an introvert, okay? He's a very quiet soul. But he gonna tell you, okay? He gonna tell you. He lets you know. Come on here. Your insurance premium is a meal out. Period. One meal. That's it. But you seem to find money for 5 days a week, 6 days going out. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to leave that alone. Jay-Z linked to the NFL. Everybody, what about Cap? What about Colin Kaepernick? Do you not care? He protested. He kneeled. Let me tell you the brilliant statement that I loved when he said, let me tell you something. Jay-Z will not be bullied. That's number one. You ain't never finna bully him. Yeah. First, all Hispanic Super Bowl halftime show. Thank you, Jay-Z. Jay-Z got the NFL to invest $10 million in prison reform. When? Where has that ever happened? Ever. Jay-Z has the NFL investing in an African American urban brand of clothing. Jay-Z said this, and I loved it when they asked him about Colin Kaepernick, baby. Listen to me. That man said, okay, he kneeled. Listen, I applaud him for that. I applaud him for that. He said, but here's the thing. My question is, what you gonna do now? Now that you kneeled. You kneeled, okay, that's great. But eventually you gotta get back up. When you get back up, what are you gonna do? What's the plan then? When you get back up off your knee, what's the plan? So kneeling is it? That's all we're going to do is kneel? Same thing with protesting. We'll march, we'll rah, bullhorn, we wearing our stuff, and we got on our loud colors, we throwing blood everywhere, and all kind of stuff. Picket lines and signs, and we getting hoarse, all this screaming we doing out here. But when you're done with the rah, what is actually being done? You can march, you can protest, but what is being done? And just as sure as my name is what it is, that man is in that NFL, learning their way of doing things, because everybody got a weakness. Every system got a loophole. We kneeling, we marching, we in the middle of an interstate. Now what? Where's the action? Now what? Because all you gonna do, let me tell you what's gonna happen. If you picking it out in front of somebody's corporation, all they gonna do is just drive around and go through the back way. They still going to work. You know that, right? We sat up here and was mad at Nike. Burn all the Nike clothes and burn all of the stuff with y'all crazy self. Did you ever think that the stuff that y'all burning ain't hurting Nike's feelings one bit? Because you know why? In order for you to burn a piece of Nike wear, that means that you had to have possession of it, which means you already purchased it, which means they already got your money. So really, you burning your own stuff. To the point where Nike then turned around and made a joke out of it and say, hey, listen, I mean, if y'all gonna burn stuff, you might as well do it safely. Put it in, put it down in the grass, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay about 3 feet away, Be careful, be safe. And furthermore, do your research. Do your research, crazy. Because in order to really silence Nike, you got to shut down Puma. You got to shut down Vans. Do you know Nike ain't just Nike, right? You do know Nike ain't just Nike. There's so many other legs of Nike. Come on, man. Come on, man. Not knowing that Nike was paying Kaepernick the whole time. But we are so emotional. We are such an emotional people. That's why I said desperation versus preparation. In order for you to make a desperate move, you got to be operating completely out of your emotions. And that is not where you need to live. You can't make no clear decisions in desperation. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, and you're going to get the fruit thereof. You're going to get a desperate result. Desperate. You have to be strategic, people. You have to be just as calculated as they are. You got to know the system. The Bible even says, know them who you labor among. Know how to be a part of it, but not be of it. Know how to be the one that's set apart. Know how to be the light in the whole situation. Know how to take the information and bring it back to your people so that you can empower them to prosper just as much as they are prospering off of your back. Take your power back. If these people are offering free money, whatever the reason is, we know they ain't got our benefit at the forefront of their heart. They never have. They never will. I don't care what. Listen, y'all can Trump this, Trump that all day long. It ain't even about Trump. Trump is a pawn too. That is an absolute moron in that office. He don't know whether he coming or going. We know that. Why are we so frazzled by this man? He knows nothing. He absolutely knows nothing about what he's doing. He's literally winging it. So why are we so consumed? We knew he was about nothing before he got up in there. What you shocked at? What are you shocked at? It's crazy. There's nothing that this man does that surprises me. Nothing. But we're looking at the wrong stuff. You're paying attention to the wrong things. Go beyond the veil. Go beyond what you see. Read a book. Lord Jesus. Do your research. Turn the TV off. Seriously. And this ain't to make nobody else feel no type of way. I ain't turned my TV on in 2 years. My TV right now is surrounded by books. I kid you not. There's not a TV plastered nowhere in my house. Nowhere. I believe in conversation. I believe in having conversations. I believe in spending time. I believe in peace. Learn. If we're going to be in the system, if we're going to be here, learn with the matrix that you're a part of. Learn the matrix. That way you figure out the coding and know how to use it. Know how to hack the system and make it work for you. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line, people. Bottom line. It is time for us to empower ourselves. It's so crazy that everybody in this whole world knows that we have the power except for us. Except for us. Now, before I go, I'm going to reread the post. Because I read it. I did a prequel. I'm going to reread it. So that we can have the full understanding. Let's go back to it. I put this out yesterday. So you mean to tell me that someone down your ancestry line survived being chained to other human bodies for several months in the bottom of a disease-infested ship during the Middle Passage, lost their language, customs, and traditions, picked up the English language as best they could while working free of charge from sunup to sundown as they watched babies sold from out of their arms and women raped by ruthless slave owners? Took names with no last names, no birth certificates, no heritage of any kind, braved the Underground Railroad, survived the Civil War to enter into sharecropping, learned to read and write out of sheer will and determination, faced the burning crosses of the KKK, averted their eyes at the black bodies swinging from ropes hung on trees, fought in world wars as soldiers but just to return to America as boys, marched in Birmingham, hosed in Selma, jailed in Wilmington, assassinated in Memphis, segregated in the South, ghettoed in the North, ignored in history books, stereotyped in Hollywood, and in spite of it all, someone in your family line endured every era to make sure you would get here and receive one rejection, face one obstacle, lose one friend, get overlooked, and you want to quit, and you want to fall, and you want to give up, you want to be crying and belly aching and complaining about what you gotta face? How dare you entertain the very thought of quitting? How dare you entertain the very thought that you can't make it? How dare you do that? How dare you? People you will never know survived from generation to generation so that you could succeed. We have allowances now that, although they're not 100% where we need them to be, but it's up to us to make sure it is. It's up to us. The system will never work in our favor. This is the hard pill I need everybody to swallow. Get your glass of water or whatever beverage you choose to consume and swallow this pill. This system will never be for us. Ever. Never. The moment you realize that, you will learn how to get away from it. You got to change your practices. Change your practices. Recognize the resources. Take advantage of it. Move now. Don't wait. Move now, because procrastination is the thief of destiny. You will miss a whole great window of opportunity because you want to wait. Oh, I get to it. Okay. Those people who waited to apply for that SBA loan. Oh, I get to it. It'll be there plenty of time. So what you didn't understand is that everybody in this whole entire country was applying for the same SBA loan. Now, I gave you resources here. Plenty. Plenty. This is the type of stuff that I do when I work with when I customize people's businesses for them. This is what I do. Those people who hire me outside of my life here, I give a bunch of information so that you can take this information and go run it on your own, where you ain't got to pay me a dime, but you got to work it. But of course, working with me, you get plenty other. You get me and everything that comes with me. I only got an hour here, and the reason I've been moving the segments here, this is my second one that I've done on a Saturday, because that allows me more time. On Thursdays is typically the day that we do our lives. I moved from Thursday to here because I was doing some special, mentoring on Thursday night. Okay. I worked 14 hours straight to ensure that my company would get the loan. Period. And we did. Period. 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 You got to do what you got to do. But do not miss the window of opportunity. Okay? Go out there, get what got your name on it. Get what belongs to you. And don't let your pride keep you from taking advantage of it. If you need food benefits, get them. If you were once denied and your resolve is, I was denied, so I was denied. I tried to get them before. The no that you got before is null and void right now. It's going to be a yes. Another thing, unemployment. That was another call. I've spoken to several people that said that they applied for unemployment and they're only getting the minimal amount of unemployment. And I asked them, okay, which unemployment did you apply for? They applied for the regular unemployment. There is a pandemic unemployment assistance, PUA. The pandemic unemployment assistance is totally different from the regular unemployment assistance. Regular unemployment gives you the minimum allotted per week. PUA gets you $600 plus the regular unemployment allotted amount every single week. Every single week. You've got to read. Some people didn't apply. Well, they told me I can't have it before, before the pandemic or whatever, so I ain't even tried. You sound like a fool. You sound crazy. You have no idea what's out here for you. And the reason that they're making all of these resources out here, like I said, the agenda is what it is. Population control. Gentrification. That is the agenda, and it is still in force. It's still at work. Please believe it. Don't ever make the mistake. Stay in the house. Period. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. Okay? That is where you are safe. Don't go out unless you have to. I only go out once a week, and that is on Fridays, because I do my Foodie Fridays in the evening. So I go Friday afternoon or Friday morning, and I do my shopping. I do my running around. I do my errand run, all of those things one day out the week. Stay in the house. And then when you are out there, continue to wear your mask. Continue to keep your social distancing enforced. Continue to wear your gloves. Continue to be safe. And people, just because you got gloves on, okay, don't mean that you can have your gloves on and touch everything around you, but then put your hands in some food and put it in your mouth. You have to be safe, safely, okay? Don't be crazy. Okay? Keep the precaution, because they want us to let our guards down, because again, the agenda is to control this population, to take us out of here. And our own arrogance, our own ignorance is what's going to cause that to be a success. It is not by happenstance that we were the first ones to be released back into the wild. Before any vaccine, before any type of solution, before any type of cure. And trust and believe, here in the state of Georgia, I don't know about you all state, but in the state of Georgia, the numbers have increased every single day. Just yesterday, in the course of 24 hours, there were 1,200 more infected. And I'm telling you, the second wind of this pandemic is going to be catastrophic. Why? Because we're letting our guards down way too soon. We're throwing caution to the wind. We're being careless, and we're being reckless. We're too busy trying to be outside and look good and all of this stuff. No. Stay in the house. Don't give in to the myth that it's okay. Oh no, we're fine. It's okay. You don't have to. You do. Keep it enforced. Especially for us. They already said that for our people, we are more susceptible and more likely to attract it, because we already have underlying ailments in us. We already got diabetes running in our blood and whatever else. Be careful. Be mindful. Know them who you labor among, and be 10, 12 steps ahead of them. Okay? Learn the system and make it work for you. All right? Let's get out here and let's win, people. All right? Win, win, win. Win, 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 win. Take advantage of the resources. Recognize the resources and take advantage of them, okay? Do what you got to do. All right? I love y'all. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it, so don't even try it. If you have not purchased my book, get your book, Make Up With Yourself. It is not about makeup, people. It's about you, okay? Make Up With Yourself. Get your book. The information on how to obtain your book is in the captions, okay? Get it. You can get an autographed copy directly from me. It will go out in the mail the very next business day, okay? I'm talking about the very next business day. I don't even play with that, okay? Now, or if you want to get your e-copy, then you can get that at Kindle or Amazon for your ebook. And the Audible will be available for you. I talked to them yesterday because it was supposed to take 30 days or 30 business days. So I think I'm at day 28 right now. Okay, so sometime next week it should be ready for you, okay? All right, if you want the Audible, and that's narrated in my voice. Don't you all like to hear my voice? So it was cool to do. So yes, you'll be able to do all of those things, okay? Thank you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Again, love you, mean it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it, so don't even try. All right? Go have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Win, win, win. Take advantage of those links. If you wrote down information or if you didn't get all of it, play this back, okay? Play it back. Play it back. Apply, 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 apply. Also, don't just put one hook in the pond. Apply for several different lenders. Several different lenders. Again, this is not based on credit. It's not based on credit. Apply for several. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Apply for several, so in the event that one can't do it, the other one will. Okay? All right? All right. I love you. Yes, Kim, thank you. All of the pages that belong to me and how you can get there is all in the captions as well. There are several different pages. We have 2 Twitter. We have 5 Facebook. We have 2 Instagram. We have 1 YouTube. Okay? Go and follow, subscribe, all of the things, y'all. All of the things, honey. Okay? All righty. Go have a wonderful weekend, all right? We will see you later on tonight. We have a special You know what? I ain't never had so many phone calls in one live in my life, okay? Okay, that's going to be hosted by the one and only Lily Marie, okay? It's Mother-Daughter Talk. That is tonight on Let's Be Real platform, okay? Check it out. Make sure you'll be there 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and spend your hour with Lily Marie with Mother-Daughter Talk. That's just special Mother's Day edition, okay? All righty, you guys. See you this evening on Let's Be Real. Peace.